May God's peace and love surround us as we listen to the daily Gospel reading and reflections of Catholic Daily Mass readings for March 29, 2025, Saturday of the third week of Lent. Friends in Christ, for today's Gospel readings. First reading, Hosea 6 verses 1 to 6. Responsorial Psalm. Psalms 51 verses 3 to 4, 18 to 19, 20 to 21 AB. Gospel. Luke 18 verses 9 to 14. Words of the Holy Father. A reading from the book of Hosea 6 verses 1 to 6. Come, let us return to the Lord. It is He who has rent, but He will heal us. He has struck us, but He will bind our wounds. He will revive us after 2 days. On the third day He will raise us up, to live in His presence. Let us strive to know the Lord. As certain as the dawn is His coming, and His judgment shines forth like the light of day. He will come to us like the rain, like spring rain that waters the earth. What can I do with you, Ephraim? What can I do with you, Judah? Your piety is like a morning cloud, like the dew that early passes away. For this reason I smote them through the prophets. I slew them by the words of my mouth. For it is love that I desire, not sacrifice, and knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Responsorial Psalm. Psalms 51 verses 3 to 4, 18 to 19, 20 to 21 AB. Let our response be, it is mercy I desire and not sacrifice. Have mercy on me, O God, in your goodness. In the greatness of your compassion wipe out my offense. Thoroughly wash me from my guilt, and of my sin cleanse me. It is mercy I desire and not sacrifice, for you are not pleased with sacrifices. Should I offer a burnt offering, you would not accept it. My sacrifice, O God, is a contrite spirit, a heart contrite and humbled. O God, you will not spurn. It is mercy I desire and not sacrifice. Be bountiful, O Lord, to Zion in your kindness, by rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. Then shall you be pleased with due sacrifices, burnt offerings and holocausts. It is mercy I desire and not sacrifice. A reading from the Gospel according to Luke 18 verses 9 to 14. Jesus addressed this parable to those who were convinced of their own righteousness and despised everyone else. 2 people went up to the temple area to pray. One was a Pharisee and the other was a tax collector. The Pharisee took up his position and spoke this prayer to himself. O God, I thank you that I am not like the rest of humanity, greedy, dishonest, adulterous, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I pay tithes on my whole income. But the tax collector stood off at a distance, and would not even raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast and prayed, O God, be merciful to me a sinner. I tell you, the latter went home justified, not the former. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. The word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Brothers and sisters, the word of the Holy Father. The parable lies between 2 movements, expressed by 2 verbs, to ascend and to descend. The first movement is to ascend. Indeed, the text begins by saying, 2 people went up into the temple to pray. This aspect recalls many episodes in the Bible where, in order to encounter the Lord, one goes up to the mountain of His presence. But in order to live the encounter with Him and be transformed by prayer, to rise up to God, a second movement is necessary, to descend. Why? What does this mean? In order to ascend towards Him, we must descend within ourselves, to cultivate the sincerity and humility of the heart that give us an honest outlook on our frailties and our inner poverty. It will be He who raises us up, not us. The more we descend with humility, the more God raises us up. The Pharisee and the publican concern us closely. When we think of them, let us look at ourselves. Let us confirm whether, in us, as in the Pharisee, there is the intimate presumption of being righteous that leads us to despise others. It happens, for instance, when we seek compliments and always make a list of our own merits and good works, when we concern ourselves with how we appear rather than how we are, when we let ourselves be trapped by narcissism and exhibitionism. Let us beware of narcissism and exhibitionism, based on vainglory, that lead even us Christians, priests and bishops, always to have one word on our lips. Which word? Thanks be to God.